Income Tax 2020, Practice Problem 1, Presentation 39, Child Tax Credit and Other Dependents Tax Credit. We're going to look at the tax formula with the help of an Excel worksheet. Come in, relax with Income Tax 2020. Here we are in our Lacerte Tax software. You don't need the Lacerte Tax software to follow along. However, I do think they have a free 30-day trial, so if you can get access to a promo or demo version of it or any other tax software, it could be a good tool to practice with. We're going to be continuing on with our comprehensive practice problem 1 in the first section. We added the information for the income information, then we'd hit the above the line deductions, then the below the line deductions or the itemized deductions. Then we looked at adding a business, a Schedule C business, self-employed sole proprietorship, and now we're looking into the credits. So now we've added the information for the credits, including the two dependents here that we're going to have that would qualify us for one, the child tax credit, and the credit for other dependents. Now, once again, this is something that would typically kind of roll forward from the prior year, and we'd probably be doing one of the first things we would do is add that, or it would already be kind of in there if we use the prior year software, but we want to add it at this point so we can focus in on the credits at this time to kind of go in order here. So if we were going to do that in our Excel worksheet, we'd have the similar process. How would we know the dependents and the credits in our Excel formula format? Then we would get that from the organizer, and we'd say, oh, okay, there's two dependents here, and we could basically estimate that and then do our same process of mirroring the data input from the source document, like the organizer or the questionnaire that we provided to the client or the prior year tax return that we prepared, and then enter that into the Excel worksheet as we would expect it to be. So we're going to be down here in the credits area. So we're down on the bottom side now. So we got the calculation of the tax, and we're focusing down here, and I'm going to go to the credits tab then. So within the credits tab, we're going to have the child tax credit. So this is going to be the 2,000 because the one person qualified. So 2,000 would be the amount of the credit unless we had like a phase out that was taking place. And then other dependent, this is the one that was a student, and the student it was over 17, and they were over 19, so they wouldn't be a dependent at all if they weren't a student, but they are. So they got the 500 for the other because they don't qualify for the child tax, but could therefore qualify for the other dependent. That adds up to the 2,500. Let's bring that on back over to the first page of our formula down over here. So we got the other credits up top, or the tax credits of the 2,500 at this time. So if we kind of mirror out our tax formula, then we're going to go back on over. Let's take it from the top here. So we've got the total income, the 135,726. That ties out 135,726. Above the line deductions, 13,464. So we got the 13,464. We've got the AGI then, adjusted gross income, 122,262. So there's the 122,262. We're taking the itemized deductions at this point because they're greater at the 25,875. So we got the 25,875 there. That looks good. And then we have the qualified business income deduction of the 10,166 at this time. So we got the 10,166. Here, that gives us our taxable income, 86,220. So we got 86,220. That looks good. Then page 2, calculating the tax, 10,459. So we've got the 10,459, that coming from the software. There we have our credits, the 2,500 now, and that's where our focus is. There's the 2,500. So we have the other tax, which is the self-employment tax, the 7,728. So the 7,728 then is going to be here, and that's going to give us our total. So we have our total tax then, the 15,687. So if we go back on over, we got the 15,687. You can see now that the payments and then the credits, especially when we have like refundable credits and then other credits, two categories of credits, can make the second page a lot more confusing than it otherwise would be if you just had payments over here. And then of course we've got the payments of the 8,000 withheld from the W-2, as well as the withholdings from the estimated tax payments to get up to that 18,000. So there's the 18,000 in the payments. So we've got the 18,000 bottom line, then 2,313 at this point. There's the 2,313 we have. And then we got this penalty possibly down here of the $3.